I'm Fred Reichheld. I've worked at Bain and Company since 1977. I created the Net Promoter Score and system, became a Bain Fellow, have written a handful of books on this subject. I think probably more than being the creator of NPS, I'm proud of being the missionary that has moved NPS to progressively higher levels of acceptance and impact. And earned growth is really just this last step on that staircase of turning loving customers into a practical process with demonstrable financial outcomes for investors. I think earned growth gets to the heart of the issue around purpose. If you're of the belief that treating customers right, enriching their lives so they come back for more and bring their friends, then you're on a platform that is sustainable, profitable growth. Because this is already well understood in the private equity and the venture capital world. In fact, a friend of mine in that area says, Fred, we measure what you call earned growth. We call it resting growth rate. We want to know for a company, if they didn't invest another dollar in sales and marketing, how much would they grow? Because that's what they base their valuations on. The way we calculate earned growth is to look at the revenues from customers who were with you last year or last period, and just simply, how much did those customers buy from you this year? That's net revenue retention or net repeat purchases. And then add to it the referred growth. So of all the new customers who are coming in this period, how many of them are coming primarily because they were referred by a friend or a trusted person they trust? And those two together, the purchases from your previous customer base plus their referrals, those together comprise earned growth. Why did I introduce earned growth as an important new stage of development in Net Promoter? Well, it comes from my observation that companies are really governed by accounting financials. They look at revenues and costs the way an accountant it defines those things. And then growth and revenues is one of the most important objectives. That's what people are paid for. That's what investors look for in valuing a company. The problem is it's not quite right. Revenue growth is decomposed into growth that's earned by treating customers so well they come back for more and bring their friends. That's the earned component. But then there's bought growth, where you just pay for advertising and you cut price. You might pay a huge commission to a sales force. That bought growth shows up on the accounting statements just like earned growth, but it's far less profitable. And in most businesses, it's not profitable enough to sustain itself. Well, I think one of the great advantages in working with Mention Me is that you have a vista on what your earned growth rate is long before outsiders, your competitors, or even your investors know. And it gives you some degrees of freedom to act on it and make intelligent decisions and to set the priorities that are the correct ones. There are so many tools now that we've developed and refined that are part of the Net Promoter system, including customer surveys, both relationship and transactional, text and data, voice analytics. But the real heart of the whole concept of the purpose of a business is to enrich the lives of customers. Earned growth gets to the real heart of the issue, better than any one of those other tools. So while they remain very viable and important, with the introduction of earned growth, you finally have a North Star that can guide your business toward the right destination.